See if anybody's on the call here with us. There are no attendees, so I will say this for the record anyway. Welcome to the April 17th Planning and Development Subcommittee meeting. I am the chair of the committee, Jason Grow, at-large city councilor. To my left is Ward 2 Councilor Dylan Benson. To my right is at-large Councilor Val Gilman and vice chair of the committee. On the call, we have Sherry White, who keeps us in order. We also have Suzanne Egan, who also keeps us in order in a slightly different way. We've got 6 things on the agenda tonight. We're going to get right to it. And we're going to kind of go through them. We have the first one is special events application event 2420. Request for street closures for the Harbor Loop concert series on Thursdays, July 11th through August 29th, 2024, with a rain date of September 12th, 2024. Sherry, did we decide we didn't have anybody tonight for that? Did we lose Sherry?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I just checked the attendees and no, Carol Palazola is not in attendance.
What do you want to do? Do you think we should just go ahead and move this as an annual event?
I think we can move it.
Feel good about that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we'll still make you do your thing. We'll probably punish you. Okay, good. I'm gonna make a motion to move to approve road closures to hold the Harbor Loop Summer Concert Series on Thursdays from July 11th, 2024 to August 29th, 2024, with a rain date of September 12th, 2024, from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. pursuant to the named dates in order to temporarily close Harbor Loop at the center of the loop at the buoy with the named dates. This event is covered under the City of Gloucester's liability insurance policy as a city-sponsored event, and I so move.
Second.
Just for the record, all these events are always approved by the Special Events Coordinating Committee, and they cover all the safety and other issues. So we're just rubber stamping the road closures. Any discussions on the motion?
No.
No?
So it went through special events.
And I said,
I do have a question, and I don't know if you can answer it, but if we vote this, I would still like an answer. Is the rain date of September 12th, could that also be for the July 11th?
I think it's every Thursday from July 11th through August 29th with a rain date of
Got it.
September 12th.
Okay, got it. Thank you. You answered my question because you're so smart.
So if say the August 29th is rained out, then that rain date would be September 12th, or the other ones, if there's
Exactly.
anyone that has a
Anyone.
rain date.
Exactly.
That would
would
be
go
September 12th. Yeah.
Okay,
If we have 2 rain dates, we have a conundrum.
Yeah.
All right.
okay.
All in favor?
Okay.
Good. That passes 3-0. Number 2, special events application, event 2417, request for street closures for the concerts on the Boulevard on July 3rd, 2024, with a rain date of July 6th, 2024, and August 31st, 2024, with a rain date of September 2nd, 2024. And with that, we have the indomitable Ringo Tarr. How are you, sir? Just name and address for the record.
Yeah,
and then
Brent Ringo Tar, 18 Timberview Drive in Gloucester.
So what do you got? Who's coming?
Probably the same bands we always have.
Excellent.
Definitely run around and I would say, I don't know the second band yet for sure, but it'd probably be one that we've had before. It's something that we've done a number of years, and the crowd has gotten bigger just about every year, and we find it necessary at certain times to close off the street because the safety issues, people walking out in the street and the crowd actually spills out and takes up a lot of the road sometimes. We had no issues. The police officer in charge and I get together and we make the call when and if we are gonna do it. We have buses, everything set up to close it off.
Right. It's not guaranteed that it's going to be closed.
No, it's not a guarantee it will, but it's just a safety measure that if it gets too crowded, we do it.
Good. Do you have any questions? You have any questions?
No,
You want to ask about the rain date?
no, thank you.
All right, with that, we've got 2 motions. We're gonna do each event separately. So I'll move to approve the road closure of Western Avenue from Centennial Avenue to Middle Street between the hours of 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. in order for the Gloucester Fund to hold a free concert on Stacy Boulevard in the vicinity of the Bloomington Bridge on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024, with a rain date of Friday, July 6th, 2024, on the condition that the Gloucester Fund obtains all necessary approvals and to ensure that all required documentation is timely filed with the appropriate city departments. Road closures are at the discretion of the police department. Failure to comply with any of the conditions precedent may result in revocation of council approval. This event is covered under the City of Gloucester's liability insurance policy as a city-sponsored event, and I so move. Second, sorry about that.
I think we have a date mistake.
We have a date.
This says,
July 3rd.
Wednesday, July 3rd, with a rain date of Friday, July 6th. Friday is only 2 days after Wednesday.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't rain all that time.
No, with a
It's-
rain
it's
date
all
of
right.
right,
It's on the 4th of July weekend.
I know, but isn't Friday, July 5th?
So Wednesday, July 3rd is the actual thing, and the rain date is 3 days later. We won't know if it's gonna rain on July
Yeah, but-
3rd.
But Thursday is July 4th,
Yeah.
and Friday is
Oh, I see
July
what you,
5th.
oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, you
Okay.
said, see the
I-
count.
I misunderstood.
So
what
it
you were
needs to
saying.
be, it would
We
be
need-
Saturday.
Yeah.
So
July
the question
6th.
is it
Saturday,
rain date
yeah.
Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay. So we need,
Catch.
we need to amend the motion,
We are going to do that.
to,
Saturday, July
to
6th.
Saturday, July 6th.
Yeah. Gee,
I move to amend it, from
Saturday, Friday to Saturday.
Friday to Saturday.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Good.
No,
And on the original motion? Any other questions or discussion?
No, I just hope we have clear skies and no weather.
Not like last year?
Yeah, or in many years prior, let's,
Yeah.
I shouldn't even talk about it, cause I don't wanna jinx
check
it,
the
cause I
dates
know
a little bit.
this is one of our best events
Yeah.
of the year, is the Horribles Parade, and then the concert is such a great
Yeah.
addition to that, and I'm looking forward to it.
We're good on this one, okay. With that, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's good. Now, the second one, a move to approve the road closure of Western Avenue from Centennial Avenue to Middle Street between the hours of 5 p.m. until 10:15 p.m. in order for the Gloucester Fund to hold a free concert on Stacy Boulevard in the vicinity of the Bloomington Bridge on Saturday, August 31st, 2024, with a rain date of Monday, September 2nd, 2024, on the condition that the Gloucester Fund obtains all necessary approvals and to ensure that all required documentation is timely filed with the appropriate city departments. Road closures are at the discretion of the police department. Failure to comply with any conditions precedent may result in revocation of the council approval. And this event is covered under the City of Gloucester's liability insurance policy as a city-sponsored event. Let's so move.
second,
Right, been moved and seconded. Any discussions? We all understand rain date's Monday, September 2nd, and that's all Memorial Day weekend. All right,
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. God. All in favor? Good.
thank you.
All done. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.
I'll stay a little bit, keep someone company.
Thank you. Oh, that's
Thank
kind.
you.
That's really kind.
You're
Thank you
awesome,
for,
Rigo.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for all that you do for us.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you, really.
You have like a whole like shed full of thanks.
Many.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many.
The Halloween party's filling it up quick.
That's what I bet, that's what I bet. All right, we are on to the next item on my agenda, which is a public hearing. Poll petition 2024-002, request by National Grid to install one joint owned pole on Wheeler Street, beginning at the point approximately 112 feet northeast of the center line at the intersection of Rona Road and Wheeler Street. Relocate pole number 2195 on Wheeler Street, approximately 12 feet north of the existing location. Also installing anchor on pole 2195 for support. And I'm going to open up the public hearing and ask if the abutters have been notified. Jerry?
Yes, the abutters were notified. Hold on one moment. Yes, the abutter, I don't have the exact date in front of me, but I have a message from Grace that they were notified.
Good, excellent. Mr. Angelo, welcome back.
Good evening, board.
Introduce yourself and, you know the drill.
Good evening, board. My name is Nicholas Angelo. I am a design engineer with National Grid. I work at 44 River Street in Beverly, Massachusetts. And I am here this evening to talk to you about the proposed relocation of our existing pole 2195 out of a customer's driveway. It is currently in the middle of its driveway, proposing a pretty big safety hazard for us. And he has been requesting it for it to be removed or relocated. And with his approval, we have come up with a new location still in front of his property, but for the new location of proposed pole 2195 to be relocated out of his driveway.
Super kind of you. Anything else?
That is all.
All right, is there anybody on the call that anybody would else like to speak in favor? I don't see anybody on the call at all. All right, anybody speaking in opposition? Nope. Written communications, Sherry.
Yes, let me share it. We did receive one from the Public Works Director, Mike Hale.
Awesome.
Sure.
Thank you.
One moment. Dated March 26th, 2024, to the P&D Committee from Michael Hale, the Director of Public Works, regarding the poll petition for Wheeler Street. Councilors, the Department of Public Works has reviewed the above-mentioned application by by Massachusetts Electric Company doing business as National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc., who request permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures along and across the following public way: Wheeler Street. National Grid to relocate one JO pole on Wheeler Street, beginning at a point approximately 112 feet northeast of the center line of the intersection of Rana Road and Wheeler Street. Relocate pole number 2195 on Wheeler Street, approximately 12 feet north of existing location. Also installing anchor on pole number 2195 for support. After due notice and hearing, it be granted a location for and permission to erect and maintain poles and wires, together with such sustaining and protecting fixtures as it may find necessary, said poles to be erected substantially in accordance with the plan filed marked Wheeler Street, Gloucester, Massachusetts. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in the above or intersecting public ways for the purpose of making connections with such poles and buildings as each of said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes. In an attempt to maintain the quality of city roadways, Department of Public Works requests the following be required of the applicant. 1. Notification to the Department of Public Works 72 hours in advance of the proposed work. A construction schedule will be prepared by the applicant for review and acceptance by the Department of Public Works. 2. In the absence of a detailed construction plan, the Department of Public Works requests all proposed conduits and appurtenances shall be placed so as to cause minimum conflict with existing underground utility services. 3. All excavations must be secured at all times. 4. All excavated trenches shall be patched flush with the surrounding asphalt using hot mix asphalt binder at the end of each workday to minimize pedestrian hazards. Asphalt should be applied in 2 lifts of 2 inches totaling 4 inches. 5. Sidewalks must be restored with like material immediately after pole set. And 6. All final paving shall be done in consultation with the Department of Public Works and an agreed upon final paving plan executed by the applicant. Should you have any questions regarding the conditions requested, please do not hesitate to contact my office.
Thank you very much. All right. Do we have any questions from the councilors? No? Good. All right, I'm going to close the public hearing. We're going to read the motion. The first thing I'm going to do is make a motion to waive the reading of conditions as read by the clerk of the committees.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. And the next one, we'll make a motion to move to the permit Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc. to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the public way, and to relocate one JO pole on Wheeler Street, beginning at a point approximately 112 feet northeast of the center line of the intersection of Rana Road and Wheeler Street, relocate pole 2195 on Wheeler Street, approximately 12 feet north of the existing location. Also install anchor pole for, also installing anchor on pole 2195 for support, including the necessary and sustaining protecting fixtures as it may find necessary. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables and wires in the above or intersecting public ways for the purposes of making connections with such poles and buildings as each of said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes in Gloucester, Massachusetts, as shown on a plan, including the application dated February 7th, 2024, with the conditions as read by the clerk of committees, and I so move.
Second.
Moves and seconded. Can we make that language any more difficult to read? Any discussion on the motion? You good?
No, I'm good.
You're good? All right.
No discussion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Easy peasy.
Thank
See you
you,
next
Counselor Grow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Counselor Grow, I'll check on that double poll situation that we talked about before this, and if it's possible, I can get back to you in an email. I just have to check with our clerk on that one to see where
It
it's
might
at.
be also, there might be some urgency in the sense that they're redoing the sidewalks in that area. It might be nice to get
Absolutely.
it before they do that.
Yep,
Thank you
okay,
very much. Appreciate it.
absolutely, anytime. Have a good evening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
All right, we'll skip number 4. Oh, no, we won't. Special
It's for me.
Catherine. All right, this is number 4, special council permit 2024-001. You're our first special council permit this year.
I know, I'm 001,
Super
I
awesome.
figured that out, yeah.
Pleasant Street number 14, map 8, lot 52, GZO section 3.1.6B, building heights in excess of 35 feet for the installation of a pergola on a roof deck in the central business zone. It's been continued from 4/3/24, and for the record, we've had a site visit with planning and development on April 6th, where we viewed the location and the planned construction. And so where does that put us? Basically, it just puts us down to, is there any more discussion on the application? We've pretty much done discussions from last night. Is there anything from the site visit that you would like to discuss or bring up or?
No, I think the site visit was clear cut and you showed us exactly the location, so I'm fine with it, so.
So I've noted that you appropriately crossed out 1.8.3 because standards to be applied are not part of the usage component. So thank you.
Yes.
Just for the record, if I can interrupt you, I only read those so that we knew that they weren't part of it. Teasing me about this, but go ahead,
That's okay.
please.
What I'd love to do, if it's okay with the chair,
Yes.
is I'd just like to go and just read
The
the zoning,
standards.
the zoning for 3.1.6B.
Please do.
Hold on. Three, 1.6B zoning.
Oh.
Very soothing. All right, you got it?
Yep. Can I read it?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it? Let me read it.
Okay.
You're the chair.
You want to do it all of 3.16?
6, just B.
3.1.6B, this is special permit for building heights in excess of section 3.2 limits, and B states building heights in excess of 35 feet. Building heights in excess of 35 feet may be authorized by special permit issued by the city council. Said permit shall contain such conditions as the council deems necessary and shall only issue upon written determination by the council that such increase in allowable height is consistent with neighborhood character and will not be substantially detrimental to the neighborhood because of obstruction of views, overshadowing of other properties, and impairment of utilities or other adverse impacts. You wanna finish?
No,
No? Okay.
I'm happy. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
we
No,
read that
read it
very
directly. And
specifically.
in light of that, let's, on the site visit, it's very clear to see that certainly not gonna be overshadowing any neighboring properties. It's a pergola, so it's going to be see-through. It's going to be in the center of the building, so it's probably not even gonna be seen from the street. In general, it's a fairly innocuous addition to the overall height, and there's certainly buildings around that are well over 35 feet in that general vicinity, so it fits into the neighborhood and it's not gonna, in my view, it's not gonna obstruct or overshadow anybody. So it fits into the category, I think, of 3.16B perfectly. So. Do we have any other statements or comments?
I think it fits fine, it doesn't change the unique character of the neighborhood, so that's fine.
All right, yeah, good. Well, with that,
Hold
we'll
on.
make
I
our,
just, I would like,
yeah, no, please.
so, so this is on the motion, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, we have to make the motion.
oh, we haven't made the motion, so
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Okay, I was gonna make the motion to
Yeah.
move to recommend that the city council grant to Catherine Schlichty a special permit. Special council permit 2024-001 for the property located at Pleasant Street, number 14, map 8, lot 52, in the central business zoning district to under GZO section 3.1.6B, building height in excess of 35 feet. Increase the height by 10 feet 4 inches from 28 feet 4 inches to 38 feet 8 inches. This permit is made on the basis of plans and elevations. I don't know why 2 is in there. Dated April 17th, 2020, entitled East Elevation and North Elevation. Okay, the 2 elevations. Dated February 15th, 2021, entitled Building Height, entitled Third Floor Plan, undated plan, and entitled Pleasant Public Street Plan, submitted to the city clerk on March 12th, 2024. Subject to new information and or debate that results from the public hearing, the special permit is deemed to be in harmony with the intent and purpose of the zoning ordinance, and I so move.
Second.
All right.
We've got a quick
Second.
question.
Please.
To the applicant, like what is the time frame for the construction, like with noise, et cetera, like it's not gonna be going on early in the morning, late at night, obviously in compliance with the noise ordinance, and how long will it take to complete from start to finish, if that makes sense?
Yes, I do not anticipate it taking more than a week or
Okay.
so. I haven't not contracted with someone to build this yet. I wanted to wait till I got my permit. We rely on the goodwill of Bank Gloucester because we tend to have, this will have to be hoisted to the roof, so we use their parking lot. In the past, we've used it Saturday after the bank closes at 12:30, so it would be sometime Saturday afternoon. The trucks would be around, the building would occur between the ordinance hours of 7 and 5 in the morning.
Okay. All right, no, that's perfect, thank you.
You wanted to bring something?
So I would just echo what you had said earlier, that one of the benefits of a site visit is that it was very clear to us that the views would not be obstructed in the fact that the pergola has an open side on both sides. We kind of just look through it. There's no overshadowing just because of the location, because it's in the middle of the property. And obviously no impairment of utilities because it's just business as usual in terms of utilities. So for those 3 reasons, I will be supporting this special council permit.
Very good. All right. Well, if there's nothing else,
Excuse me,
yes, please.
excuse
Sherry.
me, when you read the motion, Counselor Grow, let me bring it up. You gave an incorrect date. There's the date, February 15, 2012. You read it as
Yeah.
2021. That is correct as 2012. I just double checked it.
Did I say 2012?
No, you said 2021. 2012 is correct.
The north elevator dated February 15th.
Right,
2000.
okay, sorry. All right.
That's okay. I just,
Of the
if you could just make a point.
other buildings on the street, that's not the plans. the
Right,
pergola
okay, that's,
building.
okay, very good. Well, in that case,
Thank you.
thank you. We'll make a motion to amend the date as February 15th, 2012.
Correct.
Second.
Second, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So on the main motion as read, we're all good? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous, we have, I think a tentative, we have the, where'd you go, Sherry?
I'm here, sorry.
I miss you, I get worried when you're gone. So we have a public hearing set for next Tuesday, yeah?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I'd just like to let the subcommittee know and the council know that if it's okay, I will be zooming into that meeting.
yeah,
I will
that's
not be in town.
That's,
I'd also like to extend an invitation if any other councilors wanna view the roof, they're welcome to between now and
Will
then.
there be snacks?
No,
No.
you don't wanna attract the seagulls, they're very active on the roofs
All
right
right,
now.
no snacks.
And I would love to ask you to make sure that you make it clear that even though I'm not gonna be in attendance next Tuesday,
Mhm,
that I voted affirmatively
Of course.
at P and D
Yes.
subcommittee.
we'll make it special.
Thank you.
it's okay zooming in. I'll be zooming in as well.
Okay.
Heck, I might zoom in too.
Thank you.
Yeah, good,
No, thank
excellent.
you.
We'll see
Thank
you,
you.
we will see you, or likely see
Virtually.
you on next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Fantastic. That's pretty painless. Where are we now? We are at, yes, we are ordered the, council order 2024-009 by Councilor Val Gilman. Ordered that the zoning, Gloucester zoning ordinances, section 111, amendments to the zoning ordinance, section 1.11.5. Vote of the city council, subsection D, required majority be amended as follows. So do you want me to read it now? Would that be helpful? Or do we just discuss the,
I think we should probably just discuss why
yeah,
why I did this.
I agree.
And then we can get into that. And
Yeah.
we're grateful that Suzanne is here.
yeah, Suzanne's here, so.
So
So you go,
Thank
I'll
you.
let
Thank
you,
you.
I'll just let you talk about it because
Okay.
it's your order.
okay. So may I use this
Yep.
for a second?
Please.
So it was my feeling in looking at our Gloucester zoning ordinance on voting. Which was in section 1.11 amendments of the zoning ordinance. That we had not added the simple majority of the general law, chapter 40A. And section 5. And so what I wanted to do by this initiative was I wanted it to be very clear about what this required, assuming that this is going to be considered at some point in the immediate future. So my feeling is that we wanted to make it very clear to the general public as well as the city council
Mhm.
what our required minimum vote is for this. And it was basically to be transparent and very clear with our expectations. I didn't want anyone saying, oh, wait, you're changing this and, you know, the ordinance book says this. And even though the state law on this zoning is what we follow, I just felt that it would be helpful if we also mirrored the state law with our local law. Because more people are inclined to look at our zoning ordinance in a procedures manual and online than to try to figure it out at the state level. So I actually had asked Suzanne to look at my immediate order, which had a couple of things that needed to be massaged and made more clear and changed, which is great. That's why it's helpful to delegate these to and refer them to our attorney and also to the planning board. And that work has been done. And the planning board has looked at it right now. And I believe they're going to be voting on this
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. So I'm comfortable with this because it's simply a law. and a requirement, and there's nothing else. There's no other hidden agenda to anything other than just wanting to be very clear with what the votes are required. So that's my take, and I turn it back over to the chair.
We have, do you have any, I was gonna ask Suzanne to give her lawyerly take on.
I'll allow the
Yeah.
solicitor to speak.
Yeah, if you could just go,
Thank
just
you.
through anything that we might have missed or anything that. And also just mention that the original order is a little bit different because we hadn't included the protest vote category. So if you could explain that, that'd be awesome.
Right, so thank you, counselors. So Counselor Gilman is correct. Right now, we are operating under the language of the proposed ordinance. Chapter 48, Section 5 was amended in 2020 in effect and in effect in 21. And that changed the quantum of vote required for zoning amendments. So what is before you tonight is just a reflection of that change to the state law, which we are operating under. And what this does provide is it's now would become a part of our code of ordinances. So it would provide notice to people who are seeking to have a zoning amendment or want to understand what the procedure is in the city, because it is difficult if you have the city's operating under a state law onto the process of how the zoning ordinance is amended, to have our code of ordinance say something that's not accurate as to the actual law that we're operating under. So I think that this is would be a good move for the city council to do to amend the zoning ordinance in this manner. And I will address the protest vote. So originally we did not include, there's specific language in our zoning ordinance and how the state law used to operate, that if people were opposed to a zoning amendment, they could file a petition, and that would require the typical 2/3 vote to go up to a 3/4 vote of the city council. And also it was a 20% petition of the abutting owners of property that was required for the filing of the petition. With the amendment to the state law, it reduced the protest vote. So what it says now, and what our language in this proposed ordinance is that it jumps from a simple majority to a 2/3 vote. And if it's 50% of the abutting owners must sign the petition and submit that to the city council before city council final action. So there's a little bit of a change in the state law on that. And this amendment that's before the council reflects that and is consistent with the state law and is the law that the city is operating under now. So this isn't really changing anything. It's changing our code of ordinances, but it's not changing how a zoning ordinance is amended.
I actually have a quick question. It's 50% of owners of 50% or more of the land area, not necessarily 50% of the owners of land abutting the zoning change. Is that right?
Yes, so the language in the ordinance, this proposed amendment is the language from chapter 48,
Right.
section 5.
This questions?
So I just had a quick question. So under the law, like we didn't actually have to make these changes under what Massachusetts general law, and looking at some memos that came through the state saying we don't actually have to do this. So what is the benefit of actually doing this, if you don't mind me asking?
So I see the benefit is providing notice and being consistent with state law. It's not an opt-in law that the general law of Massachusetts changed. This is the law that we're operating under. If we don't change our zoning ordinance to reflect the law in effect, then there's a disconnect, and disconnects are always confusing to people. You know, we try to make sure that people have notice, understand the process, understand the law under which we're operating. By changing the code of ordinances to reflect the state law, it's a benefit. By not doing that, there will always be that necessity to having to explain, well, even though we have this in our zoning ordinance, it's actually different. You know, that it's always good to have things uniform and consistent.
Yes. So our changes will be consistent with 40A, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. You got anything?
No, I'm comfortable. I'm
I'm-
grateful that Suzanne helped us, and I'm grateful that the planning board has looked through this and is ready to move this
Yeah.
forward. And if there are any deviations in what we vote tonight with what happens,
We would address that.
we
Tuesday.
would address that at the public hearing.
Yeah.
So it will typically we wait for a referral, but in a case of this, it's just standard language. There's really not a lot of subjectivity in this, so I
Yeah.
don't expect any of that, but although I won't be here next Tuesday, I will trust that you and Dylan will
We'll champion your cause.
represent me, and
I mean,
I appreciate that.
there is language in our ordinance that says that the city council won't vote on something until we get a planning board recommendation, but we will have a recommendation because they're voting on it tomorrow night. We'll move it to Tuesday night, but the planning and development committee can make their own recommendation separate from that and move that forward as well. Again, I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's a zero chance in my view that they're not gonna move forward. That's because cleaning up the language of the ordinance, I think, is always something we should be striving for. Any chance we can make things more clear or more relevant to Mass General Law, I think we should be always seeking to do, because clarity's great.
Great. And just, I would ask that our clerk of committees and chairperson Grow will follow up to ask that Rick Noonan or Greg Catamatori put the vote of the planning board in writing, so we can
Have it
make
by
sure
Tuesday.
that we can have that by Tuesday's meeting.
Good, all right. With that, unless there's anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and read the motion.
Cool.
We're gonna move to recommend that the city council amend GZO.
Can we put that up on the?
Oh, you wanna read it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to read it, but I want the public to be able to read it, because
I gotta
that
find the,
can,
it's under the, hang on a second, give me one moment. I will pull it up. I had it all set, ready to go. And now I don't. Oh, it's under, I know why.
it's on the template.
It's on the template.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Sure, you can put it up.
I gotta read.
What would you like? up?
You wanna share the template,
Sure,
section number 5? Can you do that?
one moment.
Oh, great. Thank you, Suzanne, by the way.
You're welcome. It's always nice to come to the P and D meeting.
We like to have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Jake-
just can I ask a confirmation to
Yeah,
the
sure.
solicitor?
Right.
So just to confirm, so the state law went from the 3/4 to the 2/3, correct?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
Protest vote.
Yes, for the protest vote, so that's,
From 2/3 to majority on the regular vote.
yeah, because I have the 40A Mass General Law up, so I want the public to know that we're not changing it, we're doing exactly in line with 40A, so. Thank you.
Exactly. Yep. This is consistent with 48. This is the law that we're operating under currently, that is in effect. And so this change to the zoning ordinance is merely to reflect that.
Yep,
All right, so again, move to recommend the city council amend GZO section 1, administration and procedures, section 1.11, amendments to the zoning ordinance, section 111.5, vote of the city council as follows. 1.11.5, section D, required majority, add general law, chapter 48, section 5 provides that the quantum of vote for certain zoning amendments shall be a simple majority vote of all members of the city council. For all other, delete no, proposed, add, zoning, delete, amendment, add, amendments, delete, shall be adopted except by a 2/3 vote of all members of the city council, i.e. 6 members. Add shall be required. And then add, if there is filed with the city clerk prior to final action by the council, a written protest against the zoning change stating the reasons duly signed by owners of 50% or more of the land area proposed to be by the area, excuse me, I misread. Signed by owners of 50% or more of the area of the land proposed to be included in such change or of the area of the land immediately adjacent extending 300 feet therefrom, no change of any such ordinance shall be adopted except by a 2/3 vote of all the members. Delete. Provided, however, that no proposed amendment shall be adopted except by a 3/4 vote of all the members of the city council, i.e. 7 members, if a written protest is filed with the city clerk prior to final action of the city council. Such written protest shall state the reasons for the protest and shall be signed by the owners of 20% or more of the area of land proposed to be included in or affected by said proposed amendment, including the area of land immediately adjacent thereto and extending 300 feet outward from said adjacent lands. And I so move.
Second.
All right, been moved and seconded. We're all clear what we're doing here? Any other discussion? No, good job on this. This is great to add. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Well done, 3-0. This will be public hearing on Tuesday. What is the date? Tuesday, the 23rd. Tuesday, the 23rd. We'll have public hearing on this and we will have the recommendations from the planning board that is voting tomorrow night. So with that, we have one last housekeeping. Thank you, Suzanne, for being here. Hi there.
Liv, just a code when you leave to lock the doors.
Okay,
Just
great.
punch it in the keypad.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Sorry to
Thank you.
interrupt.
No worries.
No problem.
All right, we have one Scribner's error from last meeting that we need to correct. It's number 6, special event application, event 2411. Request for road closures regarding the Gloucester Education Foundation Citywide Arts Festival on May 17th, 2024 and May 18th, 2024 with a rain date of May 19th, 2024. We erroneously attributed the event to be under the auspices of Cape Ann Museum and not the Gloucester Education Foundation. So we need to very quickly rescind the vote and then amend the motion and revote it. So I think that's easiest, right? Sherry?
If you rescind it, then you need to revote the whole motion. You could simply also just make an amendment to it
Well,
as
we-
shown on the template.
Okay, well, let's just do that. And I'll make a motion to amend the motion as approved with the following changes. Delete Cape Ann Museum. We're not adding Gloucester Education Foundation,
It's
right?
already there.
It's already there. So delete Cape Ann Museum in the first sentence. In number 7, delete Cape Ann Museum, add Gloucester Education Foundation. And it is the sole responsibility also in number 7 of delete Cape Ann Museum and add the Gloucester Education Foundation to ensure that required documentation is timely filed with the appropriate city departments. So those 3 changes, and I move.
Second.
All right, been moved and seconded, yeah, on the motion.
Yep. So on the motion, the first line included Cape Ann Museum, Gloucester Education Foundation Citywide Arts Festival. So we completely understood that it was the Gloucester Education Foundation. But we just wanted to, the Cape Ann Museum is a partner to the Gloucester Education Foundation on this event. But the host and the owner of this is the Gloucester Education Foundation. So we felt that this small change was important. I will be supporting this, and I appreciate Emily Segal, the executive director, coming back to ask Councilor Grow if this was if we could do this, and it's simple and it's appreciated.
Clean.
Yep.
Very
Exactly.
good. Is there something else?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, 0. All right, that is it for us tonight. 6:45.
Sherry was talking. Do you want
Sherry,
to-
there you are, still there.
Nope, I
Oh,
think it's
all
just
right.
background noise.
Good. Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, no, you know
Oh,
what?
wait.
Actually, I'm gonna hold off for that for a second.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Motion to adjourn.
Okay, so moved.
Oh, do we have to approve the minutes from the last meeting or?
We do that. very soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, Sherry, for having us.
Thank you, Ringo.
Thank you,
We needed an
Always
audience.
good to be at a meeting.
everybody.
And that feels like, you know, like